Welcome back to another edition of Skipping Class. I know you guys missed us. Did you guys miss me?
I did.
Big time. Yeah, more than I
Oh, how sweet. We were supposed to, dress casual. Me and Kelvin did, and you just had to mess it up, huh?
Just have to be good all the time. We got my belt on and got to tuck the shirt in. It's just the way it is.
Way to go. Way to make us look, just cool. But matter of fact, we're about to jump right into it and talk about track since the weather is getting nice and our athletes are going crazy right now. Let's talk about Jeff, Des, and Amber. Ian.
Yeah, obviously, Jeff Fraley is somebody that we've known about at this university for quite some time. Since the moment he came in the door as a freshman, he's just been doing his thing for the majority. So now he's won MIAA Athlete of the Week twice in a row. From what it looks like, he's the top of the NCAA as far as 100-meter dash time goes right now, which is tremendous. He's getting automatic qualifying bid because of that. Just a lot of things going right for Jeff right now. And I know at the end of indoor season, it didn't go exactly how he wanted it to. But my argument has been that he's a better outdoor runner. He has not the greatest getting out of the blocks, from what I understand from people on the team. Something he's been working on continuously. But once he gets up and running, that speed just takes over. And you can't compete with that. And then, like you mentioned, Des, somebody that a lot of people around campus know, great dude. So it's awesome to see him hitting a PR, and hopefully, those are the signs that show that coaching has really kicked in to the point to where they're improving these kids and they're making this team good enough, as a whole, not just the elite people, the Emily Harrises and the Jeff Fraleys. Everybody as a whole is putting their best foot forward. So, hopefully that says that, MIAA championship opportunity might be there, something that they've come so close to recently.
Right.
And then, you have the girls team, a lot of those upperclassmen leaders, Kaylee Morgan, Brittany Regan, people that have been doing it for a long time, Emily Harris, you've got Amber White, just a lot of great stories. And then you've got the young up-and-coming people, pole vaulter, another Emily.
Presley,
Just a lot going on. A lot to look forward to.
Yeah, Fraley, I think he has unfinished business, to win MIAA Athlete of the Week in track and field. I think that speaks to something. He didn't finish quite the way as you spoke to. So I think this outdoor season, and I think this is his last season, this period of competing as a collegiate athlete. So I think he wants to go out on top in this season. Desmond Williams may be a guy that we can look to. He adds depth, to the men's side of the track and field. Because, to your point, a lot of the elite athletes, get the job done week in and week out. He's a guy that's maybe just now coming on as a senior, late bloomer, as you would say. Amber White, speaking to Presley and some of the other athletes on the team, maybe the hardest working athlete they have. She CrossFit, she a great diet, eats well,
comes back from injuries.
And that seems to be the storyline with a lot of athletes on this team. For some reason, they get hurt. They get hurt quite a lot, or got hurt. Some, I don't want to say gruesome, but some significant injury in high school as lower classmen, and they bounce back terrifically. So that does speak to coaching, how well they've done, the training staff. And again, Desmond Williams, he may be the sleeper pick. He asked that. He's coming on at the right time. Outdoor season just started, so they still have some events to go. We want to see if he can find some consistency as a senior. And I think they're they don't have high expectations from the outside looking in, but again, within the locker room, they have big expectations. A lot of All-Americans this in the indoor season. So I think they'll do great this outdoor season. Big things. You should expect big things.
Awesome. Well, hopefully they do great. And I know they have a terrific coaching team. So I'm sure they'll do perfect. Yeah. Now let's transition over into our baseball team. We're all the men over there looking good, if I must say. In their MIAA season, they are 12-8. How do you guys feel about that? Is that a high expectation for you?
They stand, fifth in the conference right now. With Emporia, they're neck and neck as far as best overall record. This is a very good, talented baseball conference. Just like every other conference, sporting conference in this league, MIAA. There's really good bats. The pitching rotation has fallen off quite a bit. They don't have that. They do have Payton Walker, their elite ace, as you would say. They're top of the rotation guy. But other than that, I don't know who the 2 is. I don't know who the 3 is, 4 or 5. They do have a really good guy in Connor Matson coming off. He's a really good elite pitcher, relief pitcher. He's coming on strong. He's 4-0, has a good ERA. They don't have that added depth in the pitching staff. as they've had over the past few years. So they're swinging good bats. Jesse Ross swinging high bat, has 12 home runs. He's doing really, really well. Leading in RBIs. At the top of the lineup, they're swinging really well with Gorski and what was it? Get his name, 24. I got a picture. Well, regardless, they're swinging really good bats at the top of the lineup. I would like to see them swing a better bat with their catcher. They're, flipping the catcher role with Paul and the other guy. So if they could find some consistency there, and maybe that's the reason why the pitching rotation is falling off a little bit. Right. They want to find one guy who's calling the shots, game in and game out.
Sure.
So, but they're doing well. They have a big, they don't really have some quality opponents coming up, but it still is the MIAA. So you don't want to overlook any opponent, but they do have a big time series coming up against UCM, who leads the conference in about a week and a half. So they should be building up for that series right there. And they do come to Joplin. Right. So they wanted to defend home field.
So Ian, what would you change about that team to make them even better?
It's tough, when you get to this point of the year, you've got things set in stone so much that it's hard to really adapt and become some kind of different animal.
Right.
When I look at these guys, I see, like you mentioned, the pitching staff is something that's just really difficult to understand to me. They've had such good talent for so long, and maybe not necessarily that they don't right now. Like you mentioned, Payton Walker is really the glue to this whole thing. He's holding us all together.
Yeah.
Hutchinson has just kind of had a difficult time to this point. I don't know, maybe he's dealing with some kind of injury or something. I was talking to Cody Smith, who's a transfer who's come here from Murray State, a D1 program. And he said that, it just doesn't necessarily seem like there's a lot of trust in the pitching staff at this point, which, speaks to why Chris Hoffman, a guy that's been here for a year, is starting a lot of baseball games.
Yeah.
Something that you would have to assume is affecting him at the plate. And as far as what he was able to do throughout his career, as well as last year, it's seen a little bit of a dip in production. Not something super significant, but the power numbers are down, the RBIs are down, so it just makes you wonder if that extra work is kind of wearing him down, and he's going to be a guy that they're going to have perform going down the line here. But as far as the team, I think they're still in a very good position.
Yeah, big time.
They're still a good quality team. They're still trying to figure out a couple of those nuances, but figuring out a man out of the bullpen that they can rely on. They're probably still trying to solidify a little bit more of that closer role, someone who can come in and just shut it down, something that Stephen Vaughn was great at in years past. They have a few things they need to figure out, but like Kelvin said, you're fifth in the conference, and as far as what the rest of the schedule has to offer, we're looking at Pitt State, who can't win a game against, a group of 15-year-old girls.
Can they survive, with that pitching staff, the rotation and pitching depth? Can they survive? Can they win the MIAA when it comes to postseason play?
I think they might be able to win based on experience, based on having a coach like Darnell that's been there and done that, having that attitude, knowing that they should be and they will be a team that's a contender.
Right.
I think they're going to have to get hot at the right time, but that's baseball.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's run into our next. Look at me.
Topic number 3.
Cut that out. No, okay. Let's run over to our next plate, which is softball. Let's go to our Lady Lions. They are 9-9 in their MIAA conference. How do you guys feel about that?
The softball team, if the season ended today, given what I think they've been trending downwards as of the last 2 seasons with Bill Gray at the helm. If the season ended today, this would be a great success. What Coach Shim has been able to do, coming back, stepping in as an interim head coach, and have these ladies, playing almost 500 baseball. And this is a very young team, only 4 seniors. They start 4 freshmen, which is impressive enough to be playing almost 500 baseball. Have a winning record at home. Abby Corbett, the sophomore, at the top of the lineup, along with Alana Hester, the senior, who has been a great story. She's been a great player for this program.
3-headed monster is what they're working with. Really
great speed. One of the fastest softball players I've witnessed with my own eyes, and not through a television. Blazing fast. Terry and Guzman, the freshman pitcher / infielder, batting great at the top of the lineup also. Struggle as every other freshman would, pitching. And they don't have any pitching depth, but Ashley Lutz, or Lutz, I think how you pronounce her last name, Lutz. She's an innings eater. She's 12-11 on the season. She's a great senior pitcher also. She's done a great job throughout her 4 years here at Southern also. Again, if the season ends today, this would be a great success. And I think going forward, raising the bar what the seniors have done, the freshmen coming in, pushing those seniors, because they want to win so badly for each senior. I don't think any of these seniors have made it to any postseason play.
No, I'm not.
So they're in prime position to do that this year. They sit 7th in the conference. They finished their last home games of the season also against Rogers State, who they split a series with earlier this year. Quality team. They played them on the road. They come here now to Southern, a bigger field, a lot of speed in the outfield with Abby and Elena covering a lot of ground. So if they can take sweep those guys, that would be 8-2 here at home, which would be magnificent for this team and what they have accomplished this year already. So then they hit the road for a tough 10-game stretch. They play 4 of the top 5 opponents in the conference. So I don't think they're scared though. I mean, this is the moments they want, and this prepares them for the future.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at their schedule and what they've done recently, they're trending up. You know, they won 6 out of their last 8 games. So if that says nothing else, that says that your coaching and your senior leadership are, you know, reigning eternal, if you will. Like, these people are stepping up. These girls want to win games. They know this is their last chance, and they're putting everything out there. And you talk about people like Alana Hester. She's obviously got to be a tremendous leader for this team. And the good thing is that you're looking at the lasting impression that's going to be here. You know, with such a young team, to truly compete for the seniors on their team, for their new coach, for, you know, all this interesting dynamic that's gone into creating this team for this season, you know, it really makes you excited for what could be to come. And that's not to say that this season's over yet. You made a great point that these girls are on the precipice of, you know, putting their cleats on some soil that matters, that postseason soil. So hopefully they can get there. You know, with the way they've been playing recently, it seems like they've got that opportunity. And if you stay hot at the right time, who knows what could happen in the conference tournament. So
yeah, and I will say they really appreciate the fan support that they got out there at the newly dedicated Tyler Pierce Field. They are getting a lot. Senior Day was great for those ladies. The whole team, not just the seniors. They really enjoyed seeing their seniors receive such love. But the fan support is going out there and supporting those ladies. Again, they have been trending downward and arguably, at least at the time, you know, maybe the worst program that we have, your athletic program, at least in the state that they were in. So they really, really appreciate that fan support. So keep going out there and supporting those ladies.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now let's talk about something that's a little shaky. And I want you guys to tell me what you feel about the Lakers and, you know, Swaggy Pete. What are you guys thinking about that?
it's difficult, you know. When I look at this situation, I see a number of things wrong with it.
Okay.
Obviously, the action that D'Angelo Russell took seems a little bit sketchy. You know, you have that locker room camaraderie, blah, 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 blah. But I think there's a number of things that we're missing here. A, the blame is on Swaggy Pete. Don't tell people about cheating on your wife or having these other women in your life. If you don't want that information to get out, don't do it in the first place. Don't be involved with a woman if you don't have the intentions of being true to her.
To his defense, I mean, he doesn't know there is a camera.
That's true.
And that's just how, I guess that's how guys communicate.
Well, we're excuse making for a guy that's being a piece of trash. And that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing that seems to be swept under the rug here is that you're dealing with a kid that's 19 years old. What do you expect him to do? Okay, so whether his intentions were to steal your woman away from you or do this or do that, that doesn't make any sense, sure. But the bottom line is that this kid is 19. So A, how can we as people, you know, pass judgment so dramatically on this kid when he's still that? He is a kid. Yeah. So, I mean, you see Stephen A. Smith and all these prominent guys, pardon the interruptions, talking about this, that on SportsCenter, and just people bashing this kid. You know, he's 19 years old. He made a mistake. He did something stupid. But the true mistake is Swaggy P's mistake.
Yeah.
Swaggy P, again, to his defense, he didn't know the camera was on. I don't think his problem was with basketball. He has problems in his personal life. Mm-hmm. Now he has to attend to those. Basketball shouldn't be in the forefront. Right. So I think it's less about Swaggy P. For D. Russ, he's still wet beyond years. He doesn't know anything about nothing. Sure. Not to say I know anything. I don't know splat, but he doesn't know anything. He's 19, playing at the professional basketball level. Mm-hmm. I think this right here speaks to a broader picture in LA. This right here for the Lakers, short term, and I want to say the window for 2 to 3 years. I don't think this attracts free agents. I don't think free agents, big time free agents, want to come play with D. Russ, this 19-year-old kid who's known for snitching. Over the last 20 years, LA has had 2 snitches. Mm-hmm. One of them turned out to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
We're going to talk about that.
So we give him a pass, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But D. Russ, 19, maybe he turns out to be a great star, a proven leader in this league, but not right now. I don't think with it being LA, when big money to spend, they got to get big stars to come to LA. I don't think this votes well for LA right now. I think they will continue to be in a slump because I don't think Byron Scott lasts there any longer neither. So attracting a new head coach, I think they still had the sideline seats and filling up the arena, but big stars, they missed out on LA and a few LaMarcus Aldridge and a few other guys. I don't think they bring any more stars in with this, with this kid in the picture. You get Nick Young out of there, let him get a new start because I don't know if his marriage or engagement lasts long after this, but especially after the tweets that what's her name, Iggy, made,
What's her name?
So,
He's not as much a celebrity as he thought he was, is
right.
he?
Anyway, it just helps that he was in LA, but he has bigger problems to attend to. He has a person like to attend to now, but for the Lakers, I don't think this votes well for the Lakers. So.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you. But we're gonna leave it up to you. Write in our comment box or find us around campus and tell us what you think and give me your comments and your concerns on this topic or any of our Southern topics. We would love to know. But for this week's skipping class question, are you ready for it? Here it is. As the weather gets warmer and it starts feeling good and sandal weather and t-shirt weather and sunglass weather, are you going to go to the track games? The track meets? Are you going to support them? If so, come out. And if not, that's cool. You can hear about it on this show. You can hear about it. We're going to tell you about it. Either way, my name is Jasmine along with my boy Ian and Kelvin. It was nice.
Oh, yeah, roll.
Peace out, you guys. See you next time.
Love everybody.